Hello, everyone. It's Sam with a quick announcement, and that is that George and I are returning to San Francisco Sketch Fest this year, and we couldn't be more excited. We're doing 2 shows this year. So the first one is on January 22nd, and it is a stand-up night with George and I splitting the bill. And then the second is on January 23rd, and that is a classic StraightioLab live show with guest segments, etc., etc. Come to one, come to both. They'll both be wildly different, and we're so excited to be back. We are now obsessed with San Francisco and can't wait to fall in love even harder. Tickets are in our bio, and hope to see you there. Okay, bye.
Podcast starts now. This is George Civeris, co-host of StraightioLab, and my debut comedy special is now officially out on all platforms. It is called George Civeris, A Sense of Urgency. It was filmed in New York City, and you can watch it now on Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, YouTube, Google Play, Vimeo, literally anywhere you can rent or buy movies. And you can also listen to the album on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and Tidal. It would mean so much to me if you watched it or if you listened to it. If you're a listener of this podcast, I hope you love it. Please rent it, buy it, post about it, tag me. It all makes a huge difference in this amazing media environment we find ourselves in. And I just want to say thank you for listening to this podcast over the years. It is the only reason I was able to record a special in the first place. And your support means the world. And I love you. Enjoy the app.
Well. Podcast starts now.
Wow, he has his holiday voice on, everybody.
It's completely different.
Cozy mode activated.
Cozy mode activated. We are just sitting here with a couple of big mugs of hot cocoa, marshmallows overflowing.
Yummy, yummy.
And we just couldn't be cozier. Snow is falling outside of both of our windows.
Oh, global warming is over, I heard.
And global warming has been solved.
Record amounts of snow in Los Angeles and New York City. That's what I'm seeing in my weather app.
That's what I'm seeing in my weather app.
My mug of hot cocoa, big as a bathtub. I'm putting in my entire head ostrich style. Anyway, I'm sipping. You know, cozy mode activated could be kind of a big concept for us this year because, of course, you invented diva mode activated.
Yeah, that's when you have a catheter in and you don't need to go pee anymore. That's when you're going diva mode.
Do you have a tree yet?
I have a Christmas tree.
Nice.
We got it the day after, 2 days after Thanksgiving, and it is gorgeous, stunning. Last year, we had the saddest Los Angeles Christmas tree you could ever imagine. We went to a parking lot, of course, and where there were like minions dressed as Santa, inflatables all over the place. And we picked a tree that was so crooked and fucked up that it just like made our home look so sad. And this year we got a recommendation from a friend who loves Christmas, and we went to this beautiful nursery in Glendale.
Oh, a nursery?
Yes. And we found a gorgeous and stunning perfect tree that's even still alive.
Wow. Well, this is so New York versus LA because, of course, I had a very different experience. Of course, trees are walking distance from me. They are being sold at every corner. All I have to do is go downstairs. Now, get this. There are 2 options in my neighborhood. One is from Vermont, and one is from Canada. Now, you would think with the tariffs, first of all, you'd think Vermont would have better trees because, of course, American made is always going to be one notch above. When I tell you the Canadian trees are both better and cheaper, I said, take me to Canada. Take me to Canada. Justin Trudeau, stamp my visa because I'm coming in and I'm getting this perfect symmetrical tree. The Vermont ones were anemic. They were lying about the height. They were doing the thing where the bottom and the top, the bottom trunk and the top branch were so long, and they were like, it's 7.5 feet. I said, I can see, and I can see that the bulk of this tree is actually 5 feet, and you are lying to me, which of course is an American tradition, especially in this era, whereas in Canada, they tell the truth.
Thank God.
So I got my beautiful Canadian tree. How do you feel about putting a topper on a tree?
Well, for me, you can take the boy out of 2010, but you can't take the 2010 out of the boy. It's always got to be a little bit ironic for myself.
Oh. So what kind of ironic topper are we talking?
So right now we have a little it was an ornament, but it's like of a winter hat. It's like a little and we put that on top of the tree, and it's kind of like funny, like the tree's wearing a hat. In the year 2016, when Lady Gaga's Joanne came out, we put, of course, like a pink cowboy hat on top of it.
Okay, I'm liking this. I think a hat, maybe that's what I've been searching for, because I don't like a star. I really don't like an angel. I find it very off-putting. I don't like that the angel is actually being fucked by the tree.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that is very blasphemous and, to be honest, in very poor taste. And so I don't want an angel up there. It seems like it would hurt so much with all the, little rough leaves coming off.
Well, what with the bristles and all?
What with the bristles and all, of course. And I think a hat actually might be exactly what the doctor ordered. Ours is currently nude in a way that I actually find kind of erotic, because you have just like a one big thick branch popping out on top.
Well, I'm seeing the phallic imagery that you're working with, considering the angel in your mind is getting fucked.
Yes, correct.
I can see how that would be appealing to you to leave it unsheathed.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I don't know if you've been watching Heated Rivalry.
I have not, actually.
But it has really erotically charged our home in a way where everywhere I look, there's a phallus.
Wow.
Yeah.
This show, you are someone who isn't afraid.
You would think I wouldn't. I'm not afraid to watch the thing everyone's talking about. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. To watch the specifically lowbrow thing that everyone's talking about. You sometimes honestly run towards it in a way that I'm surprised by.
I think that it's important to have one big lowbrow thing per month that you are embracing, because I think it's so. And actually, this is going to be part of my gift guide. Is I have, this is an element that I'm working with a lot this year. Is like, okay, so here's what I'll say. People in our Patreonistas, as we call them, they accused me of the following. I said that it's time to go back to, that it's time to leave back poptimism and go back to like pretentious intellectualizing. And then they said that in the same breath, I was complaining about the Rosalia album being too sophisticated and being in 47 languages. Uh-huh. They said, hypocrisy, this gay podcaster is a hypocrite. Okay, and so I think that it's not hypocrisy. It's that I think the default should be that you are striving for something smarter than yourself. But then once a month, you pick one lowbrow thing and it keeps you down to earth. It helps you sort of keep up with the culture. You can't go into the trap of following every little thing that's coming out. But I think for me, December, it's Heated Rivalry. That's
very, very interesting. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And it is sexy. You do find it sexy?
It is very sexy. I don't know if I'm trying to think if you would find these two specific boys sexy. My instinct is potentially no.
They're for a hockey show, I was surprised at how twink coated they were.
Yes, they were. And they're also even smaller than they look. The camera, I think, uses some tricks to make them look super, super beefy. And of course they are beefy, but they're beefy in the way that like a guy at the gym would be beefy.
Sure. It's just a missed opportunity, because to have a hockey show, you really had a chance to showcase some beef on there.
Well, I would say it's specifically an offense to your community, the Bear Amorous community, because it's like dangling this in front of you. They're saying there's a gay hockey show. Can you believe it's going to be these kind of like hairy bears? And they're saying, just kidding.
Just kidding. Same twinks as always.
It's Josh O'Connor and the other one.
And the other one. Mike Feist.
Yeah.
And for the record, Challengers was sexy just because it's just so sexy.
Well, they were basically Challengers. They were basically women.
Yeah.
Like me, like it's, how lesbians watch gay male porn and enjoy it? Yeah. That's like you watching Challengers. It was like you watching lesbian porn. Like those, they don't even register as men to you.
Yeah. And it was nice. I was like, I get it. I can see how people would enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
Have you decided what your lowbrow thing is going to be for December?
Well, and I'm still keeping up with Survivor, which is pretty lowbrow, I would argue. I'm seeing the CBS ads,
Oh yeah.
But I know that Heated Rivalry is an HBO show.
So here's the thing. Thank you for asking. Speaking of Canada, it's actually a Canadian original. It's on a TV channel called Crave in Canada. It was pretty like mid to low budget. It came out. They didn't think it was going to be that big of a hit. And then when it became a huge hit, HBO brought it over to the States. And that's, by the way, why it's about hockey.
Got it.
You know who's been silent throughout this whole process is Tate McRae, one of the biggest hockey players in all of Canada, and it's really she's not beating the kind of politically conservative allegations by not commenting on the big gay hockey show.
Well, maybe she'll make a cameo at the very. Have you finished it?
I haven't. Well, it's not all out. It's coming out week by week.
Oh my God.
And not just that, but get this.
Saved.
First 2 episodes were following the 2 leads. Third episode, bottle episode, different gay couple.
What?
They're not even in it. The original ones aren't even in it.
Whoa.
And you know what? Bottle episode couple, I think kind of hotter than original couple.
That hurts.
And better narrative storytelling, to be honest. It was like a short film. It was Panic in Central Park by Lena Dunham.
Well, sometimes it's easier to make your point when it's a finite episode.
I know. I agree. It's almost as though television is inherently flawed. Let's go into our main event.
So, it's when this comes out, it is December 16th, I want to say. And, that means 9 days left till Christmas.
Ooh.
And we know that our listeners are some of the busiest people on earth, and they just don't have time to be shopping and walking the mall and seeing what is the new offering at H&M.
That's right.
So we thought we would do some of that lifting for you and provide some amazing gifts for some key people in your life.
That's right. And I'm glad you mentioned that our listeners are busy, because with our listeners is half of them have really high power, high paying jobs, but then have to spend the other half of their life atoning for that because they have a conscience, and they kind of like spend the day in the office and then the nighttime kind of self-flagellating about being complicit in the system because they've read books. And then the other half are actually poor and working 17 jobs, and all of them are kind of like flyering around the various coffee shops promoting a grunge show. So all in all, no one is being lazy. Everyone is being very hardworking, whether it's emotionally, physically,
Everyone's
psychically, very active. And I think they all have mixed feelings about commerce and capitalism, and they just want someone to tell them, these are some ethical gifts you can get.
Yeah. So we've come up with some amazing ideas that we're just going to sort of pitch, and I think you'll find that you're going to love them.
Amazing.
So I can kick us off.
Okay.
This actually is adjacent to what we were just talking about. We know our listeners are busy, and we know your friends are busy, and you're looking for a cheap option for, I'm going to say it, the busy gay guy in your life. We know if you have a gay guy in your life, he's busy. He's not responding to your texts. He's saying, I'm busy. This week was a mess. This week was crazy.
Okay, feels pointed.
And so that's why I'm saying, for the busy gay guy in your life, get them a Go-Gurt.
Perfect.
A Go-Gurt, because they're on the go. Work, party. It's all exhausting. And these gay guys, they're forgetting to eat. They are forgetting to eat, and it's affecting their gut health. But with Go-Gurt, you can eat on the go, and you can still be busy, still live a go lifestyle with yogurt.
It is. I'm so happy you brought this up, because Go-Gurt is one of those products that was marketed so incorrectly. Like this idea that it's for children, it's for busy moms. It's not. It's for gay guys that are going to the afters, and they need a little snack, but it can't be solid, and I'm not going to get into it. And so and I think the flavors are kind of fun. I think a strawberry, a blueberry, a banana. I think they, generally speaking, like eating yogurt. It has protein, it has probiotics, as you say. And I also think there's something kind of erotic about it. And, rather than going outside, having a smoke, having a hit of your vape, have a Go-Gurt.
Have a Go-Gurt.
You're telling me you're going to run into the other hot guy, your heated rivalry partner outside. He's going to see you eating a Go-Gurt. He's not going to be instantly hard.
You're essentially sucking cream out of a tube.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
I'm just like, the way that sometimes moms get to eat kid snacks and get to blame the kid, but gay guys can't blame the kid.
Yeah.
So we need to like go out and get the Go-Gurt for the gay guys so they can eat it.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think this is, Go-Gurt is something that has kind of fallen off in recent years. And I think rebranding it as a gay guy thing is really going to help the company as well.
And Yoplait needs it now more than ever.
By the way, Yoplait as a brand really sounds like a direct-to-consumer kind of pure for men type sexual health product that is targeted for gay men. Yoplait?
You're saying I play.
I'm sorry, you're getting
play.
Yoplait for your children? That is disgusting, and that is so offensive. Yoplait is for adult gay men that are consenting to various sexual acts that your kids should not know about.
It's like on the apps, like I think it could change the language. Like gay guys would be like, do you and your partner play together? And we'll be like, well, you'll play with my partner, you'll play separate.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a really great idea. And I'll go first. My first one is the most kind of basic one of the ones I brought. For the cinephile in your life, you can get them, you can purchase or rent, but preferably purchase the feature film, George Civeris, A Sense of Urgency, now out on Amazon, Prime, Apple TV, Vimeo, YouTube, Google Play, and a variety of other places. And the album version, actually, interestingly, is out now on Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal if you want to support Beyonce.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I've been hearing a lot about this special.
Yes, exactly. Well, the Golden Globes just came out, and I heard it was nominated in every category. It was shot in 35 millimeter, which I think people will really love in the cinema community. It was a the first co-production between A24, Neon, and Democracy Now!
Wow,
and
I love when legends link up.
Yes, and all the proceeds go to Democrats running in purple states with a leftist, very progressive agenda. So we're getting single payer in Oklahoma and various other states. And all you have to do is purchase the special. It's actually very cheap. It's only like $4 to rent and like $9 to buy.
Wow.
It's available in all these different countries. It's very inclusive. I actually recently found out it's not available in France. So
why not?
I don't know. It's actually available in Botswana, but not France. And I'm not even kidding. So I do want to say, my apologies. Pardon.
That is tough.
Pardon?
Well, and maybe this is even that means in France it's like super rare. It's like media that is lost media in a way.
Yes. In France, it's lost media. You actually have to buy it from the people pirating little DVDs that kind of busk outside the subway station.
Yes.
They're selling that.
A Sense of Urgency.
Yes.
And they're like, ooh. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I think that could be a really, really beautiful stocking stuffer. Buy it maybe. You know what's fun? Like put it on a little stick, a little USB stick, and then put a little bow on that.
I think putting it on a USB stick is an amazing way to sort of feel like you're hacking.
Yes.
Like, I do think whenever someone hands me a video file on a USB stick, I say, how the hell do you play this? But, life does find a way, and it's actually quite easy. And it adds a certain, again, lost media feel to it, a sheen. It gives it that punk rock edge.
Yes, and my special is all about having a punk rock edge. So anyway, stream my debut comedy special, George Civeris, A Sense of Urgency. And Sam, what is your next gift?
Well, speaking of punk rock edge, I actually have one that goes with this. This is for sort of the aging punk in your life.
Ooh.
Say they're, maybe where we are in age, they're sort of, getting to that point where they're like, actually, they do have an office job now, and maybe they are sending emails a lot more than they ever thought they would. Here's what I think. I think for this person, you need to get them mini coffins for all the piercings that you are taking out.
Oh.
Because they are now, you're like, what am I doing with a septum piercing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
So you take it out and you put it in the coffin and you have a little memorial. You say, that era of my life is over now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting it in the mini coffin.
Maybe you have open casket and you call all your former punk friends and they all line up. They all have babies at this point.
They all have babies,
they're kind of in the throes of divorce. And they line up and kind of pay their respects to your little septum ring and your little coffin. And I think, there's a way you can either romanticize the past or kind of be ashamed of it and forget it. This is a good midway point. This is a celebration of life rather than a mourning of death.
Exactly. It's you're paying respects to who you were, and you're looking forward to who you will become. Both are valid.
I love that.
But you gotta pay your respects and put the little septum piercing in the mini coffin.
Well, I have one that is sort of related in the sense that it has to do with kind of with visual narratives around death and life. So this is a gift for the Instagram activist in your life. Now, this is not, we all have friends that are activists that, are going to the big meetings and are involved in local politics and are canvassing for the big candidate. This is not for them. This is for the people who specifically are logging in every day. They're sharing infographics, they're commenting, they are developing very complicated opinions about affordable housing that are kind of in theory only and not in practice, that they have not been tested. And so this is for specifically the Instagram activists in your life. It is a big life-size cross and nails. So this is for them to actually, they can crucify themselves with the nails. And much like your idea where they can call their friends and have a little memorial service, this can be a really beautiful community building experience. They can call upon all their other online friends. They haven't potentially left the house in months. They can meet these, and then they can have a big crucifixion party. So they get the cross, they put their hands on the two sides, and then the friends take turns hammering in the nails. And so then you are crucifying yourself, and you can live stream it all on Instagram. So it can be
very shareable.
It's very shareable. It can be part of your Instagram practice. And all the different comments that you could have done that day, a lot of that comes across through just one big crucifixion.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds so amazing. And, as the country, of course, turns more right-wing, I think having something, religious and imagery is really, really current and contemporary in a way that I think is super, really smart and fashion.
Yes. Oh my God. It is so fashion. And you can even partner with a local brand who was going to make your little sarong that you're going to wear.
Well, I actually see the photo shoot, and it's quite chic because you're showing off the abs, you're showing off the body. Like you have been working hard, and all you do pretty much is go to the gym and share.
Yes.
And so this is like an amazing way to sort of mix both of your hobbies.
Yeah. I think it could be really cool. And to do something that is so kind of Easter on Christmas is kind of unexpected.
That's true. I mean, and don't forget Christ.
Don't forget.
Hello, that's half the word. Christ Mass.
Okay, next.
Okay, here's something. Okay, here's a gift for moms. Moms are so tough because they are always like, we don't want any more stuff. Like, they're like, enough, we have everything we need. Please don't get us anything. But they're still going to want something on that special day on Christmas morning with all the cocoa in the world. So I'm saying for your mom this year, get her a cameo from Pink.
Oh, I love that.
Get her a cameo from Pink. She needs an experience. An experiential gift is so huge right now. And what's a better experience than being talked to by Pink?
Imagine this. Your mom opens her email. She presses play. Pink goes, "Let's raise a glass for Bonnie."
That would be so amazing.
Your mom is crying. She is she's holding a little, and by little, of course, I do mean large glass of Pinot Grigio. She's accidentally spilling it. She's crying real tears. She's saying, "Is that Pink?"
Why? How does Pink know my name?
She thinks it's a FaceTime. She's saying, "Pink, I loved the new album. We saw you with the kids in 2012. Well, now one of them is at Amherst. She's studying film studies, whatever that means. But I'm so happy she's coming back. She's bringing her girlfriend, who's they. She's the girlfriend."
Yeah, and I think, honestly, that catharsis, we know how hard it is for parents to get into therapy. I think if you show them a video of Pink saying their name and the mom just kind of goes off speaking, that will maybe bring her therapeutic relief in a way that she hasn't had in decades.
Oh, absolutely. I think Pink, generally speaking, is sort of a therapist for moms.
I'll say. Well, she's the only one that can speak to the pain and strife of life.
Period. Okay, let's see. What else do I have here? Okay. So this is a gift for the adult menswear enthusiasts in your life. And it is a subscription to the Financial Times.
Oh.
Yes. So, these are guys who are very good at reading and reading about trends and shopping and using their money and kind of having the sixth sense where they know what's cool and what's not. What if they applied that amazing brain power to knowing who the heads of state are in various countries and keeping up day to day with what's happening globally? These men are 37, 42, 45. They don't know who's president. What they do know, who the creative director of Dior was in the 80s.
Thank you so much.
I think this could be a really fun way because, global politics also is kind of like fashion. There are different leaders. People are in style. People are out of style. You can follow kind of like who is hot and who is not. And potentially, it could encourage you to kind of like connect with your fellow man in a way.
I think this is so genius. I mean, the way that, first of all, as an accessory even, someone with, they're wearing head to toe, let's say, Drees, and and they like pull out their little iPad and start reading the Financial Times. I say, like, they could even just be fake scrolling, and I say that's kind of chic. Yeah, now that's kind of fun.
And I think that's
actually
how you
reading that.
That's how you get them in. Is you say it starts as an accessory, and then you kind of like a Trojan horse. You get them. Suddenly they're reading the front page. Suddenly they're reading about what's happening in the Ukraine. They're saying, I didn't know there was a country named Ukraine. I didn't know there was I only know that Jonathan Anderson left Loewe. I didn't know there was a country named Ukraine. But they are reading this. They are texting their friends. They are saying, bro, you check this out. It's fire. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying about the big article on Ukraine, a country they'd never heard of before. And so this is a really amazing way because, these men, again, they are 37, they're 42, they're 45. They mean well, but they didn't know that there's a world outside of things like trends and podcasts and wide pants versus narrow pants, how long shorts should be. Certainly they don't have jobs in the traditional sense, but once they start learning more about the world, maybe that'll lead them to, let's say a LinkedIn.com.
I mean, this is just like, as a sidebar, when someone is like, I can't believe blank is leaving blank. Like, I can't believe Mark Stevenson is leaving Prada.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what are you talking about? Like, I do want to be like, look in the mirror. Like, do you design clothes or are you just a guy? This is so weird.
It's also so divorced from who is actually buying anything. So the people actually buying things from, let's say Louis Vuitton are, simply speaking, wealthy women buying bags in, anywhere from China to France. Okay, fine. And then it like trickles down, and then there's like a cool New York guy that somehow is knowledgeable of who the creative director is. They're like, this isn't for you.
It weirds me out big time. Because also it reminds me of being in like middle school and like the one kid who really liked the Beatles. Like, it's like there's an allure to knowing something that like other people don't know.
Yes, completely.
But then you like 5 years later, you're like, wait, that was stupid. Like, why was an 8-year-old obsessed with the Beatles?
Of course, I don't want to make fun of the menswear guys because it's certainly more interesting than, to me at least, than keeping up with sports. So you want to reward them. You want to say, okay, good for you. You're actually taking something that is coded more feminine in our culture and making it your own. But, sometimes maybe wear a loafer and not kind of an alternative croc.
Yeah. No, that's really smart. I actually have a fashion one too.
Oh, nice.
So this is a staple, as we all know, but it's important around Christmas to sort of re-up the staples. So for the straight guy in your life, get him a fleece. No straight guy is ever upset with a fleece. It's perfect. Not quite a shirt, not quite a jacket. Hello. And it also softens them in a literal sense because you're saying, is that guy dangerous? And it's like, no, he's wearing a fleece. He can't be a bad guy. And it's sort of the literalization of a wolf in sheep's clothing, which I find really, really poetic. And fleeces, I'm going to be honest, they get dirty.
Yeah.
They're getting dirty as hell.
No, they have fully kind of a cat-like mothball stuck to them at all times.
Yeah. they're sort of cast iron pan.
Yes, they are.
coated.
You have to get the coat. You have to get a good coat on, and then it gets even warmer.
Yeah. But that's why it's always important to re-up on the fleece.
We're talking like quarter zip, full zip.
Ideally quarter zip.
Yeah.
But I get that straight guys get fussy and they need to get out of their jackets as quickly as possible sometimes.
They can throw a tantrum.
They can, I've seen straight guys choke because they can't get out of it fast enough.
Yeah, no, sometimes if they can't get out of the fleece fast enough, suddenly there's a gun out and they're shooting. They're shooting at whoever's in front of them just because they can't get out of the quarter zip.
So I do, it's high fashion, the quarter zip, of course, but you could just do full zip if, they are scared of getting stuck in it.
And it's different for every man, and it depends on how you're raising him and the types of things he's learning at any given moment. Not everyone is along the same path. Some men are ready for a quarter zip, by age 35. Some need more training.
We're all on different paths.
We're all on different paths.
Yes. And I think it's just such an amazing piece of clothing.
Okay, I have one. So this is for the Rosalia fan in your life. It is Metamorphoses by Ovid in the original Latin, and then as an added stocking stuff for a little baggie of ketamine.
Okay, now this is interesting.
Isn't that fun?
This is high-low.
Yes, it's high-low. I think that's what Rosalia has to offer us. It is you're learning Latin actively, and you're on ketamine.
It's sort of like the beer shot. Like there's something, you get a little bit of both. That's really nice because it's both. It's saying grow and it's saying, but you're fine the way you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
It's a bit of a Born This Way narrative.
Yes, it's very Born This Way. I think high-low gifts in general are kind of like a fun thing everyone can do. Get one thing, a really kind of like beautiful handmade bookend or something, and then supplement it with just a Jolly Rancher, loose.
Well, getting someone two things together is an amazing way to tell a story.
Yes.
It's just, and what you're telling a story with this combo that I know that person. I know that Rosalia fan.
Yeah.
And in some respects, I wish I was that Rosalia fan. It's aspirational.
It's someone that doesn't want to commit to any one narrative. They're showing up to the theater, but they're wearing kind of like a thong, like a diamond thong. Then they're going to the club, but they're reading a book. They want to be the highbrow person at the lowbrow function and the lowbrow person at the highbrow function.
This is such a type. I call it loud in quiet places, quiet and loud places.
Yes, exactly.
It is such a type. And I often find myself around these people, and so I'm really grateful that you've offered me this gift.
Yeah,
for them.
No, I do too. And I weirdly think it's kind of, dare I say, that's the new hip archetype. How we used to have the hipster, or we used to have the the hippie in the 60s or whatever, or the club kid or whatever. I think this is now the new cool young person, is quiet in loud places, loud in quiet places.
Yeah, they just being generally a fish out of water, no matter where you are.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, you're a fish. Well, then I'll put you in water. And he's like, well, now that I'm in water, I'm not a fish anymore.
Yes.
Wow. This is really groundbreaking.
I love it.
Okay, I have, here's one. This one is near and dear to my heart. This is for any bear party promoters in your life. Anywhere from Nowhere Bar to the Eagle, they are promoting bear parties, and that is valid, and someone has to do it. They're doing the work. But what I think you should get for the bear party promoter in your life is a book called Drawing for the Absolute Beginner. Ooh. So this, I think, the bear community has been hit harder by AI than any community on Earth, I will say. I think the AI party posters have gotten to such a fever pitch that I'm worried. I'm worried that the bear community is forgetting how to make a party poster without using AI. And so I think you can draw with your own hands the biggest guy you can think of, and he can have a big beard, and he can have a big belly, and he can have a big bulge, and you can do it all yourself, and you can even find a meditation in that. And I think that will be both a fun project, for the holidays, maybe drawing your own party poster, and it could maybe get you to feel something.
Yeah, and I think the bear community is kind of the boomers of the gay community. And I don't mean that age-wise. Some of them are as young as 22, 23. But I think that somehow they become vulnerable to these things in the way that other people don't. And I'm not saying other communities don't have their own flaws, but AI came out, bears immediately are using it, and then when someone comments, please don't use AI, they're like, what is that? They don't even know.
It's like, you used it.
You used it.
You're fully right. I do think AI is to bears what like Facebook memes are to boomers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like we gave it to them before we asked if we should. Like, it's really, and it's spread like wildfire, and it's creating sort of a parallel world that is unhealthy for everyone.
No, it's really bad. And I think that bears also, bears are also vulnerable, let's say, to maybe an Instagram native jockstrap company. It's made of microplastics. They're not going to do the research. They're not going to look up, where is this made in the USA? Is this union made? They're going to press order. And I think that getting mad at them is not really helping anyone. It's like yelling at your parents because they have motion smoothing on their TV or whatever people are obsessed with talking about. It has to be a kind of inclusive model where, it's education forward. You're having a dialogue with them, and potentially even going into the bear club and saying, so what is this that I'm seeing on the screen? Why is this a cartoon that is dancing and it has 3 arms?
Yeah, whatever happened to just like pulling up old porn?
Just do old porn.
And put that on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't need a psychedelic bear turning into a wolf, turning into a man, turning into a bear, turning into a wolf.
Yeah.
It actually makes me a bit nauseous.
Yeah. Okay, well, I have... bears, of course, are a big part of the StraightioLab listenership, and I have a gift for another very big chunk of the StraightioLab listenership, which is grad students. So this is an amazing gift for the grad student in your life. It is a Blu-ray of the film The Devil Wears Prada. Now, hear me out. This is kind of out of the box. So I was trying to think, what is a movie that's kind of just normal? If you watch The Devil Wears Prada, pay attention to how people speak. That's how normal people speak. They kind of speak in like simple, short sentences. They reference objects that exist in the world and that are not kind of theoretical concepts that only you and your 3 friends know. There's kind of clear conflict. There's a clear villain. It's all very kind of normal. And so if you watch that, you'll kind of get the sense there's people from different class backgrounds in there. There's people of different genders, but in like it just in a way that actually exists in the normal world and not just in a book you read.
I think this is so amazing because it's like, they love to learn.
Yes.
And what you're doing is giving them an educational text to because, in the same way that we've like lost home ec and now no one knows how to cook anything. Yeah. We've lost like just sort of socializing, and it's time to go back to basics. And this is sort of an intro class in
reality.
Normal.
Yeah. And in basic reality, grad students learn so much about things that aren't reality. And I think that's also really important. And it's obviously very important to broaden our horizons and start kind of knowing words like the Anthropocene. Of course, we all have to interact with that occasionally, but not 100% of the time. Actually, sometimes it can be cool to be just really like rooted in reality for at least 50% of the week, I would say.
Yeah, 50% is a good percentage.
Yes. I would say a good, again, much like the high-low thing, I would say if you're rooted in reality for 50% of the week and then rooted in theoretical concepts for the other 50%, you can kind of then bring it together at the end of the week every Friday and say, got it. So that's what I learned. This is how I can apply these theoretical concepts to the real world and these real concepts to my theoretical studies. But once you're sort of in the theoretical world for more than 50% of the week, you start to not make sense anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is really, really, really helpful. And I mean, Devil Wears Prada is perfect for that.
I know. I was trying to think
of a more perfect movie.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another. There just is something that is, because I don't want to give them something that is too rooted in reality.
I was almost thinking like When Harry Met Sally.
Yes, that could work.
Like something that's like, so this is what relationships are. Like, and they can be complex.
Yes.
And change. But yeah, that's a really good one. And it also teaches them about fashion.
Oh my God,
so that's really
so
helpful.
True. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, this is for all the babysitters in your life.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's always tough when you're like, have a babysitter. We don't have children, of course, but we really know that babysitters exist. And maybe our listeners have kids and have a babysitter. So we were thinking, well, I had this thought. I think for the babysitter, the perfect thing is a novelty cord for the phone. So you have an iPhone, you have a babysitter on the iPhone, but they've lost something in not having a landline to call their boyfriend on anymore, where they can't sort of like fiddle with the cord and like really feel in touch with who they're speaking to via the cord. Mm-hmm. And I think giving a babysitter a novelty cord for their iPhone, it's like giving an audiophile a vinyl. It's just like they get to feel it in a different way. And I think this is like exactly what babysitters need to more actively be in the moment, speaking with their boyfriend and ignoring the children.
I agree. And I actually think, obviously, they have to ignore the children, but it's important to at least remember where they are in physical space and time. And I think when you're on the phone and there's nothing rooting you to the real world, you kind of can forget. And then the children could even like leave the home or kind of jump out a window, potentially go into the other room, start eating glue. At least when you're playing with the cord, it's like rooting you in space and time. And then you're more aware of sounds and movements in your immediate vicinity. So you can talk to your boyfriend, but then you hear the scream from the kitchen. You know, okay, I should check in on little Lucy.
I should check in. Well, there's like, in the same way that like, if you're thinking about music, you're like, oh my God, the 60s. Like, I just want to be in the 60s or something. And like, when you're thinking about babysitting, like all you're thinking about is like, God, I wish it was the 90s. Like that was like peak babysitting culture. And I think this will really transport any babysitter to that time and they can be the babysitter of their dreams.
Love that. I have one that I just thought about that I think we could make work.
Okay.
This is a gift for kind of like optimistic women in the Midwest who just like want everything to be nice. Okay. So it's a set. It's a set of big wooden hangable signs, and each of them say in cursive the name of the room where they are going to be hung in. So there's one that says living room in cursive, you put it in the living room. There's one that says dining room in cursive, you put it in the dining room. This might seem almost outdated. We've had home sweet home pillows forever. I'm not the first person to satirize the Pinterest aesthetic, but there's something about the literal nature of these that I think is so fun. These kinds of gals, they love labeling. They love, purchasing a label maker, having a little box, and then it says stamps on it, and I think there's something kind of nice about just organizing the home and saying, this is the living room. And that's why there's a sign in it that says living room in cursive.
I think that's really, really amazing. I think it's like postmodern in this weird way.
Yes, exactly. I
mean, it reminds me of the like, what's the like, this is not a pipe or whatever?
Yes, this is not a pipe. It also, or like the Virgil Abloh, like the dress, the off-white dress that says dress in quotes.
Yeah.
It's bringing that into the Pinterest age.
I really do think this melds a lot of different things because there's also things to play with where can you imagine putting the living room sign in the kitchen?
Yeah. No, like, exactly.
That would like call the MoMA. That would really change things.
And speaking of calling the MoMA, there's actually a second part of this, which is if you have gay guy friends and maybe even bare gay guy friends, gay guy couples in the Midwest, same set, but in neon. Neon signs that say living room, bathroom, dining room, kitchen.
That's good.
Like
That's
old-fashioned
really
looking, maybe repurposed so it's green, old-fashioned looking kind of bar neon signs.
Wow. That sounds really amazing. I mean, I can see it now on sort of a weird amateur porn.
Yes.
Where they had like a sex party and there are all these signs in different rooms and there's like all these finger foods for some reason. And they would just fit in the background so well. It'd be like, oh, where are they having sex? And it'd be like, that's the bedroom. It says bedroom in neon.
Yeah. And I actually, it's interesting. I'm thinking about it. There's another set that's available, which is it's for kind of career gals in New York City that live in the West Village. And so it is a set, but they're actually framed pieces of paper where it's handwritten and it says living room AF, bedroom AF, bathroom AF.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds so fucking powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have another one.
Okay.
Okay. This is for the dads. As we all know, dads are sort of like cattle dogs, where if they don't have something to do, they will experience mental illness.
Correct.
So I have decided that the perfect gift for the dads out there is planting weeds. Not weed the drug, weeds.
Okay.
If you can fill a yard with weeds, a dad, it's like, again, the dog metaphor I'm kind of stuck on, but it's like when you give a dog like a little like sniffing puzzle, like, and it like activates their brain. If a dad has a yard full of weeds, he will then spend the rest of his life picking weeds out of the yard, and it'll stop him from cognitive decline.
Mm-hmm.
It'll keep him in peak physical shape. It's sort of exactly what you need for a dad, because if they start sitting still, they'll die.
Yeah, it's complicated because moms, of course, without anyone needing to tell them, do work around the house. You know, they are cleaning, they're cooking, and this is something. And then, meanwhile, as they're doing quite literally 100% of the housework, the dad is walking around saying, God, I am bored. I am bored. There is nothing to do around here. Now, she is doing, 15 loads of laundry a day. She's going to the dry cleaner. She is color coding all the different mugs. The dad is saying, oh my God, like, is this all there is to life? And so it's important to kind of give him a task, preferably outdoors, because it hits the same neurons that it would hit if he was, hunting and gathering.
Yes. Yeah. Because, well, and to be fair, whenever he does anything indoors, he messes everything up.
And now we said it.
So get him outside, give him a task that's easy, like pulling weeds.
Okay, I love it.
I mean,
I'm done.
Well, those were some amazing gifts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done. Is there anything we want to... George?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta know, what's number one on your Christmas list this year?
Oh, that's a good question. What is number one on my Christmas list? What's number one on yours?
I know it's a tough one. I think, it's hard for me to want because I just joined a gym, and the gym is the greatest place I've ever been. And it's heaven on earth. And every day I go there, I say, this is my fucking sanctuary. And I think if anything, I would want them. I think a great present for me would be if someone were to take a photo of me and hang it in the gym. And it really, like, I've only been there for 1 week, but I feel a sense of almost like mayorship over it.
Wait, you want someone to hang a photo of you in the gym to kind of celebrate that you joined?
Yeah.
And to announce to everyone, this is the new member. Say hi. If you see him, his name is Sam. Say hi.
Say hi. And even to be like, hey, like, you're going to be seeing this guy a lot. Like, let's just cut to the part where we all love each other, because you're going to get used to this face.
Yeah. I would actually, I'm also in a very community-oriented spot right now. I would love a kind of church that is ethically sound. It doesn't have to be rooted in religion. It doesn't have to be rooted in a specific intellectual tradition. But I would absolutely love every Sunday to have somewhere to go to kiki with my gals.
Well, George, have you considered the value of queer nightlife?
I think you're probably right. I think I need to get my Go-Gurt. I need to order a 12-pack of Go-Gurt from Costco and put a couple in my back pocket and go out clubbing.
You need to go out. I know for a fact you've not been going out as much.
I know I haven't been going out as much.
And that is how you connect with community.
Yeah. I also would like a product that is going to be just for me. I actually don't think anyone else should have access to it, where I put goggles on and they tell me if someone is wanting to have sex with me or not. Or if they
just for men, but just for George,
or just for me, exactly, and it can also kind of, if I want to or don't want to have sex with them, it can kind of laser that into their brain, and then it can sort of be fixed.
That's amazing. Similarly, I want an app that's like Grindr
Yeah.
or Sniffies even, but it's just for which friends want to hang out at which time.
Ooh.
Because I feel so much shame when I text someone, want to hang out, and they're like, I'm not free or I'm out of town. Like, then I'm like, God, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, why would I ever think that they would be in town? And then I recoil. And then I have that fear of texting people to hang out. And I just wish there was a way to be like, looking for now. Like, I want to hang out.
I know, we are both touching on this need for community. And, I think of both of us as people who do have community and who are kind of like really putting in the hours of seeing people in real life and meet space, as they say. And yet it's not quite, we don't have the technology available yet to make it as seamless and frictionless as possible. Of course, you could say the desire to make it seamless and frictionless is a sort of late capitalist lie, and that part of being human is embracing all the imperfections of social life. But to that I say, how about you shut up?
Well, this is also why we need more spaces. Like, if I go to, say, the Eagle on a Thursday night, I'm saying looking for now socially, and everyone else that's there is also in theory looking for now socially, and then we can socialize there. But as these spaces die, it's sort of like, where do you go just to hang out with people in a casual sense?
Yeah.
And the answer is my amazing gym. Well, this has been our amazing gift guide. We hope that you found it helpful. And we hope you have an amazing holiday season, whatever it is you're getting up to.
We hope you have an amazing holiday season. We hope that you are activating cozy mode. I think this holiday season really is about reflection. Zora Neale Hurston once said, some years are for asking questions and some years are for answering them. And I actually think that in many ways, 2025 was for asking, and 2026, we're going to have to find some answers. So this is our last chance. These next 2 weeks are our last chance to kind of think on all the various questions that have been asked, many of them really offensive ones, many of them productive ones. And I think once it's January, it's time to start taking some action.
It's time to start taking some action. Oh, brother. Wow, what an amazing yawn to end cozy mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Love you guys. Happy holidays.
Bye.
StraightioLab is a production by Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by George Civeris and Sam Taggart.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Han Sani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Edited and engineered by Adam Avalos.
Artwork by Michael Fales and Matt Grubb.
Theme music by Ben Kling.